I suppose the first thing we need to talk about is the title. To put everyone's mind at ease, no scorpions were harmed in the making of this episode. For that matter, no scorpions appear in the episode. There's no mention of a scorpion. The closest we get is a poisonous spider, and it's dead. Jonathan doesn't even change to a scorpion. I wonder if he can do that. But if you have to come up with an unrelated name for the episode because Night of the Dead Poisonous Spider doesn't sound dramatic enough, maybe it's time to come up with a whole different title. I've mentioned before that we have some top shelf guest stars like Doug McClure. We're on a cruise ship listening to generic disco music so we don't have to pay to use copyrighted music because we blew our whole music copyright budget on Beat It in the first episode. I don't think he's enjoying the music. Some guys are shooting him up with a truth serum and asking him about a list.
With the money. The list is with the money.
The money? What money?
$2 million.
These guys should all look familiar. If you're a Star Trek fan, you might recognize the guy on the bed as the first Zephram Cochrane from the original series. At that time, he was in love with a cloud of mist. At this time, he's having a bad reaction to that drug and he's gone catatonic. They leave him with the poisonous spider to make sure he never comes out of it, but not to worry, the spider will bite him all right, and the drug will kill both of them by the time the authorities arrive. So there is justice.
Where's the murder weapon?
Right here. Excuse
me. Get that away from me.
Don't worry, it's dead.
Jonathan will analyze the spider, but that won't explain the rope marks on his wrists.
Let go of me. I have a right to see my father. Oh, what happened? Daddy!
That's Terri Sloan, the dead man's daughter. He did import-export in the Bahamas, but something bad happened and he had to leave. He told Terri that if he didn't make it there, she was to follow some instructions he left in a locker at the airport. She and Brooke just brought those instructions to Jonathan's house, and one of the bad guys is following them. He left her a key to a safe deposit box in Nassau, a plane ticket to there, a new uncirculated $100 bill, and a note.
$2 million more. Where this came from, Terry. Love, Dad.
$2 million $100 bills? I could retire on that. Jonathan isolated the drug that killed the spider, so he tells Brooke to have the medical examiner check Sloan's body for needle marks and test for the drug. I suppose there's just no telling what the answer will be. The rest of the crew are off to Nassau.
Best if we all register in my name. That way no one will know that we're here, right?
Terri Sloan.
So much for that plan.
His name is Arnold Sipes, and he says he was her dad's partner. Later at dinner, while Ty and Terry try to limbo, he gives Jonathan a story about how Sloan had gotten himself into some deep trouble and absconded with all the company's money. If he doesn't get it back, he's in some deep trouble of his own.
Do you have any idea what he might have done with the money?
Yes, I have an idea.
Oh?
Afraid I'll have to let you know.
We just met you, dude. Not gonna trust you with something like that.
You know, Ty's really good. Oh, I'm such a mess. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna go freshen up a little bit.
Oh, hold on, Brooke. Not alone, please, Terry.
I'll be glad to see her safely there.
But we will trust you with her bodily safety. What are you doing, Jonathan?
It's nice to see you.
Oh, that purse.
Come on. You're hurting my arm.
They manage to thwart the kidnapping and chase the guy away. And Sipes appears to be all right.
You could have killed me. My head feels like it's split in two.
You called the play.
What choice did I have? You saw those two Russians watching every move we made.
Donner there suggests filling Jonathan and company in on the truth, but Sipes says he isn't sure which side they're on. These guys are obviously CIA, and hence so was Terry's dad. The big question is, what's the game and what's this list the Russians want so bad? Brooke flies down, and the next day they all go to the bank. In the box, they find pretty much what Sloan said they'd find.
It really is $2 million.
No, they're all freshly printed. It should be an easy enough task to check the serial numbers, find out which bank issued them, and to...
Excuse me.
Except maybe him. He orders the women to stay there, and with his gun in Jonathan's back, the two of them walk out of the bank trying to look casual and unconcerned.
Come on, find nette pants, authentic handmade. $5.
Ty is nothing if not creative.
Hey, boss, Spade has 3 for Donny, 1 for man for carnival.
Get away from me, Tess, I don't want it.
Hey, man, wait a minute. Look good on you for reggae.
If I was in Nassau, I think I'd wear that hat. Not so much the gun.
Now, what you been upset for? Briefcase.
Jonathan jumps on the back of the car as it speeds away, but gets thrown off. Surprise, surprise. I don't think I've ever seen that work even on TV. Time for Jonathan to try something else. Breathe deeply and try to cast magic missile at them. Oh, he's changing to the Panther so he can follow them. Wouldn't the Hawk make more sense, and it can fly a lot faster than the Panther can run? The car is going down a hill on a bunch of switchbacks, but a Panther don't need no stinking road. He's going straight down the hill, and before you know it, he's caught up with them. You have your way, Jonathan has his.
Look!
That happens a lot around Jonathan. Maybe a better mouthwash. He takes the briefcase. The Russians shouldn't care. They were frustrated because there was nothing but a buttload of money in it. They need answers, and the key to it all seems to be Arnold Sipes. Let's go talk to him.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Sipes. Come out there. Why? No, I want them in here.
Well, you ain't gonna get them in here. They want you out there, and they win. But why are they so adamant about it?
How do you like captivity? Yes. I'm sure you'd much rather return to your friends.
So Jonathan can replace the parrot and listen in. Terri and Brooke stall Sipes for a bit, then agree to go inside.
What a beautiful bird. Does it talk?
A little. Sammy, you say good morning to ladies? Say good morning. Good morning.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
They give Sipes the case, and he explains that Sloan worked for the CIA. While they head back to their hotel with Ty and Jonathan listens in from the parrot cage, Sipes and Donner are trying to figure out where this list could be. Donner wants to know what could have scared a top-notch agent like Sloan. He was one of the best.
Haven't you figured it out yet? He's sold out.
Sloan? Never.
Sorry, I didn't want to believe it either. He lost 2 men over this list. He tried to sell it back to the Russians. The Russians don't buy, they take. So he ran.
And now we know who really sold out and why Sipes is so eager to get his hands on that list before any American authorities do. Brooke, Terri, and Ty are at the hotel waiting for Jonathan.
I'll get it. It's got to be JC.
It's not JC. They knock Ty out and grab both women. Brooke went for her gun in her purse instead of just beating the guys up like she did that dude on the ship. I don't know why. The more time she spends with Jonathan, the less competent she becomes as a cop. Sounds like an allergy.
$2 million are staring us in the face, trying to tell us something.
2,100,000.
What?
2,100,000. I mean, to a man who has everything, it may not seem that important. But if you round it off to the nearest number, trying to get rid of untidy amounts, I'll take the 100 with the note.
Oh, Lord.
Jonathan just figured it out. He's off to see Sipes and find the list.
The Russians have Terri and Brooke. You tell me where I find the Russians, and I'll tell you how you find your list.
Fair enough. We're looking for a list of KGB agents. Sloan spent 2 years trying to get his hands on it. All deep cover. People we never suspect. Worth a lot of money.
Wait a minute. He spent 2 years compiling a list that he was part of? Sipes says, I'll set things up with the Russians. Show me the list. Jonathan explains that all the bills are numbered sequentially, which means the bill sent to Terri came from one of those packs. So one of them has a bill that's out of sequence. Jonathan locates it and shows it to Sipes.
You guess. An ultraviolet pen, lemon juice, I mean, what would he use? He was in a hurry. Huh. What a bit of luck.
Suffer and switch endings! Sipes is the double agent! As if we couldn't tell he was a bad guy from the moment we met him. He walks Jonathan out to where Donner and Ty are hanging out.
We cracked the case?
I'm afraid so.
What's going on?
I found out why we couldn't find the list. You were right, Donner. They took it in the bank before the Russians jumped it.
But why?
That's what we're going to find out when we trade them back to the Russians for Miss Sloan.
You're not honestly going to believe him, are you? He's telling you a whole...
Donner says, what do we do with them? Sipes says, we'll take them down to the Russian wharf and nab our Russian pals too. Talk about a big score. The Russians are getting ready to shoot Terri up with the same stuff that killed her father. We also get some quick shots of a lion in a cage and an elephant on a chain. We can't tell if they've just arrived or if vacation is over and they're going home.
All right, you two, come on out. I said, come on out.
Come on in and get us!
Needless to say, our heroes will come out and those two won't, at least for a while. Under the drug's influence, Terri is telling everything she knows about her father. What she's forgetting to mention is she only just learned all this. They're in a little shack next to the water.
Come on, stop him, come on. You get up here. Come on, move it. Look, get Terri and get over here.
But you can only bluff for so long with your finger in your pocket. Our Russian friend is ready to die for his country, so he tells his men, fire away.
Now!
That was why we had the establishing shot of the elephant. We also showed that scene in the clips before the opening theme, so viewers already had a fair idea how this was going to end. That's like beginning your mystery novel by saying the butler did it. The story suffered from the same thing all of the stories have suffered from so far, lack of originality. The instant Sipes told us Sloan was CIA and working on tracking deep-covered KGB agents, we all knew Sipes was on the list. Better idea? Donner is the double agent. Sipes really is a good guy, but he keeps chasing the wrong rabbits. Could have done a lot with that. Instead, we went the easy way that's been done to death. But at least Brooke had fun.
Help! Jonathan!
I'd pay 3 tickets to go on that ride. We're on a cruise ship listening to me blow the lines. Terri and Brooke stall Sipes for a bit, then they go on.